Breathe in slowly, as if you are making room inside your chest. Hold that breath for a gentle moment, and then let it go like you are setting down a weight you never needed to carry. Do that again. Inhale peace, exhale control. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw soften, let your hands unclench. Because there is a quiet truth that changes everything the moment you feel it. Peace does not come from holding life tighter. Peace comes when you stop holding on. So many people think peace is something you must earn by doing everything right, by planning perfectly, by fixing every detail, by keeping everyone happy, by staying strong at all times. But the kind of peace that heals you is not built from pressure. It is built from release. It grows in open hands. It grows when you let go of what is pulling on your heart and draining your spirit. Right now, you might be holding on to something that used to make sense, but now it only hurts. You might be holding on to a fear that keeps repeating in your mind. You might be holding on to a memory you cannot change. You might be holding on to a plan that is not working. You might be holding on to a version of yourself you have outgrown. And you might not even notice how tightly you are gripping it, because you have been doing it for so long that it feels normal. But your body knows. Your body always knows. It knows when your chest feels tight for no clear reason. It knows when your stomach stays in knots. It knows when you cannot sleep, even when you are tired. It knows when you are doing everything you can, yet you still feel like it is not enough. These are not signs that you are failing. These are signs that you are carrying too much for too long. There is nothing weak about release. Release is not quitting. Release is not giving up on life. Release is the moment you stop fighting what is, already asking to be freed. Release is the moment you choose peace over pressure. Release is the moment you say, I do not have to hold this anymore. And when you say that, something inside you loosens. The mind becomes quieter, the heart becomes softer, the world becomes less heavy. Think of how it feels when you finally set down a heavy bag you have carried all day. The bag does not have to be huge for it to hurt you. Even a small weight becomes painful if you carry it long enough. That is what holding on does. It takes something that might have been small at first, a worry, a fear, a doubt, a need to control, and it turns it into a constant burden. You carry it everywhere. You carry it into your mornings. You carry it into your conversations. You carry it into your sleep. And then you wonder why you feel tired all the time. The truth is, peace is not far away. It is closer than you think. It is underneath the noise. It is underneath the worry. It is underneath the urge to control. It is waiting for you to stop gripping the past, stop gripping the future, and come back to this moment. Release is strength because it frees your energy. Think about how much energy you spend on what you cannot change, how much time you spend replaying old moments, how much effort you spend trying to control what other people do or think, how much life you spend worrying about the future. That energy is not small. It shapes your days, it shapes your mood, it shapes your body, it shapes your health. When you release, you get your energy back, you get your breath back, You get your attention back. You stop feeding what hurts you, and you start feeding what heals you. This is why release is not only spiritual, it is practical, it is emotional hygiene, it is mental clarity, it is your right to live without constant strain. Release is also strength because it breaks a pattern. Many people live inside a loop. Fear rises, they grip tighter, they try harder, they feel more tired, fear rises again, the loop continues, but release steps outside the loop. Release says, I see what I'm doing, and I choose a new way. That is powerful. That is growth. And it is okay if part of you is scared of release. That fear does not mean you are not ready. It only means you are human. It only means you have been protecting yourself the best way you knew. So do not fight the fearful part. Do not shame it. Do not push it away. Just speak gently to it, as you would speak to a child who is holding on because they are afraid. You can say, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But I am safe to loosen my grip now. I am safe to breathe. I am safe to trust. These are not just pretty words. They are instructions to your nervous system. They are a signal to your body that the danger is not in letting go. The danger is in carrying too much until you forget how to live. Release is strength because it opens the door for peace. Peace cannot enter a heart that is clenched. Peace cannot settle in a mind that is chasing. Peace cannot stay in a body that is bracing. Peace needs space. It needs openness. It needs your permission. So give peace your permission. Not later, not when everything is fixed, but now, even in the middle of the unknown. Peace is not a reward at the end of a perfect life. Peace is a choice inside an imperfect moment. And here is the simplest way to understand it. When you hold on, you are saying, I don't trust life. When you release, you are saying, I trust that I will be okay. That trust is not blind. It is not foolish. It is built from the truth that you have survived before. You have been guided before. You have gotten through things you once thought you couldn't. There is evidence in your life that you can be carried. So instead of asking yourself, what if I let go and everything falls apart? Try asking, what if I let go and everything falls into place? Try asking, what if I let go and I finally feel free? Try asking, what if I let go and I make room for something better? Even if you cannot fully believe it, yet the question itself begins to loosen the grip. Say this slowly, like a vow you are making to your own soul. I release and I make space for peace. Again, I release and I make space for peace. Let those words settle into your chest. Let them soften your shoulders. Let them unclench your hands. Because you are not here to suffer under the weight of what no longer belongs to you. You are here to live. Sometimes the hardest part of release is knowing what to release. Not because you don't know it all, but because you have gotten used to carrying certain things. You have called them normal. You have called them responsibility. You have called them just how life is. But many of the things you carry are not life. They are habits. They are old beliefs. They are patterns that once helped you cope. but now they only keep you stuck. So let's make it simple. What no longer serves you is anything that makes your heart smaller, anything that steals your peace every day, anything that keeps you in fear, anything that keeps you in shame, anything that keeps you feeling unworthy, anything that keeps you trapped in the past or terrified of the future. One of the most common things people carry is an old story about themselves, a sentence that repeats in the background of the mind like a song you didn't choose. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I always mess things up. Nothing works out for me. I have to do it alone. I can't trust anyone. I don't deserve good things. These stories can feel like truth if you have said them for years, but they are not truth. They are learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. Another thing that no longer serves you is guilt that never leads to healing. There is a kind of guilt that helps you grow. It shows you where you want to do better. But there is another kind of guilt that only punishes ye. How? It keeps you stuck in the past. It keeps you replaying old choices. It keeps you paying for a mistake long after you have already learned the lesson. If guilt is not guiding you toward kindness, it is not serving you. If guilt is not helping you repair something, it is only draining you, and you do not have to keep draining yourself. Another heavy thing people hold is resentment. Resentment is like drinking bitterness and hoping it will change what happened. It does not. It only keeps the wound open. It keeps you tied to the person or situation that hurt you. It keeps you giving energy to something that already took enough from you. This does not mean you pretend what happened was okay. It does not mean you excuse harm. It means you choose not to carry poison in your own body. Release can be a boundary inside your spirit. Release can be you saying, I will not let this live in me anymore. You might also be holding on to fear that is not based on what is happening now. Fear that comes from old experiences. Fear that shows up when things start to go well because part of you expects it to fall apart. Fear that shows up when you rest because part of you thinks rest is dangerous. Fear that shows up when you are loved because part of you thinks love always leaves. This fear is not evil. It is not your enemy. It is a signal that some part of you is still trying to protect you, but you can thank that part and still choose a new way. You can say, I see you, I hear you, and I am safe now. What else no longer serves you? The need to control everything. Control can look like overthinking. It can look like needing answers right away. It can look like trying to predict every outcome. It can look like planning and planning and planning, then feeling anxious anyway. It can look like checking, rechecking, and still not feeling calm. It can look like thinking you must manage other people's moods so the room feels safe. Control often comes from a good place. You want to avoid pain. You want to avoid chaos. You want to avoid disappointment. But control is a hungry habit. It is never satisfied because life is always moving. So if you keep feeding control, you keep feeding anxiety. Another thing that no longer serves you is the belief that you must be strong all the time. Many people carry this belief like armor. They think if they show emotion, they are weak. If they ask for help, they are a burden. If they slow down, they are lazy. If they rest, they are failing. But strength is not the absence of need. Strength is honesty with your need. Strength is knowing when to pause. Strength is being able to say, I am tired. Strength is being able to say, I need support. Strength is being able to say, I cannot carry this alone. That is not weakness. That is maturity. That is self-respect. You may also be holding on to something that is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. Sometimes a dream changes, sometimes a goal changes, some. At times you grow beyond a plan you once wanted, and you might feel guilt for changing your mind. You might feel pressure to keep going just because you started. You might feel fear that letting go means you failed. But growth is not failure. Growth is life. A tree does not apologize for outgrowing the pot. A bird does not feel guilty for leaving the nest. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to release what once fit you but no longer does. Here is a simple way to know what no longer serves you. Notice what drains you after you touch it. Notice what leaves you feeling smaller. Notice what keeps your body tense. Notice what you think about at night when you wish your mind would rest. Notice what you keep trying to fix even though you've tried everything. Notice what makes you feel like you cannot breathe freely. And also notice what you keep returning to even though it hurts. Sometimes we hold on to pain because it is familiar. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace. That sounds strange, but it is common. If you have lived in stress for years, calm can feel unfamiliar. If you have lived in struggle for years, ease can feel suspicious. If you have lived in control for years, trust can feel scary. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Unfamiliar often means new. It means you are stepping out of an old pattern. So you can begin release with one gentle question, asked with kindness, not judgment. Is this serving me or is it harming me? Ask it about a thought. Ask it about a habit. Ask it about a relationship pattern. Ask it about the way you speak to yourself. Ask it about the way you carry the past. Ask it about the way you worry about the future. If the answer is, it's harming me, then you have found something you can release. And release does not have to be dramatic. Release can be small. Release can be daily. Release can be a choice you make again and again, gently, like turning your face toward the light. You can say, I release the story that I am not enough. You can say, I release the need to control. You can say, I release guilt that only punishes me. You can say, I release resentment that keeps me tied to pain. You can say, I release fear that does not belong to this moment. You can say, I release the belief that I must do it all alone. Let the words be simple. Let them be true. You don't have to force emotion. You don't have to make it perfect. You only have to be willing. There is a simple practice that can change your state in seconds because it speaks directly to your body. The body understands grip. The body understands tension. The body understands release. And when the body shifts, the mind often follows. So right now, notice your hands without thinking too much. Are they tight? Are your fingers curled? Is your jaw tight too? Is your stomach braced? Many people don't realize how often they are physical. They hold on in their shoulders, they hold on in their neck, they hold on in their breath, they hold on in their hands like they are bracing for impact. The open hands practice is simple. You open your hands on purpose. You turn your palms upward. You let your fingers soften. You let your wrists relax. And you breathe slowly, as if your hands are teaching your heart how to let go. Because clenched hands send a message. I must hold, I must grip, I must control. Open hands send a different message. I can receive, I can relax, I can trust. Now the mind may argue, the mind may say, but if I open my hands, I will lose something. That is the old fear talking, the old fear that thinks holding equals safety. But open hands do not mean you become careless. Open hands mean you stop strangling your own life with tension. Here is the image. When you hold sand in your hand, what happens if you squeeze it tightly? It slips through your fingers. The tighter you grip, the faster it falls. But when you hold it gently, it rests there. It stays. Life is like that. Some things cannot be held by force. Some things can only be held by softness. The same is true for peace. The same is true for love. The same is true for trust. The same is true for timing. So open your hands and breathe. Let your palms become a quiet prayer. Let them say without words, I release what I cannot control. Let them say, I stop gripping the past. Let them say, I stop choking the future. Let them say, I am safe in this moment. As you breathe, you can add a simple affirmation. Keep it easy, keep it gentle. Say, I open my hands, I open my heart. Again, I open my hands, I open my heart. Notice what happens in your chest when you say it. Notice if your breath becomes a little deeper. Notice if your shoulders drop even slightly. These small shifts matter. They are the beginning of release. Now bring this practice into real life. When you feel your mind racing, open your hands. When you feel the urge to control a situation, open your hands. When you feel yourself replaying old pain, open your hands. When you feel yourself forcing an answer, open your hands. This is not magic. It is training. It is teaching your nervous system a new response. Instead of tightening, you soften. Instead of gripping, you open. Instead of panic, you breathe. And over time, this becomes natural. Open hands also remind you of something deeper. You are not here to cling. You are here to flow. You are here to receive life as it comes and respond with wisdom, not fear. You are here to trust that what is meant for you does not require you to strangle it into place. When you open your hands, you make a statement to life. I am willing to release what hurts, willing to stop carrying what is not yours, willing to let timing unfold, willing to let peace enter. And you might notice a strange thing. When you open your hands, you feel more powerful, not less, because power is not control, power is presence. Power is the ability to stay steady inside yourself, even when life is moving. Power is the ability to choose calm, even when your mind wants to run. So keep it simple, open your hands, breathe, say, I open my hands, I open my heart. Let that be your reset button. Let that be your reminder that peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you allow, and allowing begins with the smallest movement, loosening your grip. Sometimes the hardest part of letting go is this simple fact: you cannot see the full picture while you are standing inside the moment. When life feels confusing, the mind tries to solve it fast. It wants quick answers. It wants a clear reason. It wants a plan that guarantees you will not hurt again. And when it cannot find those things, it tightens, it worries, it holds on harder. But life is not always meant to be understood right away. Some things only make sense later, after you've grown, after you've healed, after you've taken a few more steps forward. And the problem is not that you don't know. The problem is that you think you must know right now in order to be okay. You do not. There is a bigger picture moving behind what you can see. There is a quiet order at work, even when things feel messy. Not everything messy is wrong. Not everything painful is punishment. Not everything that ends is a failure. Sometimes endings are a form of kindness you don't understand yet. Sometimes doors close because they are not your doors. Sometimes something falls apart because it was not built on what truly supports you. Sometimes life removes what drains you, so you can finally breathe again. When you trust the bigger picture, you stop taking every detour as an attack. You stop taking every delay as a sign you are forgotten. You stop taking every change as a disaster. You start seeing life in a softer way. You start seeing that you are being guided, even when the path is not what you expected. And this does not mean you deny your feelings. Trust is not pretending you are fine when you are not. Trust is giving your feelings space without letting fear drive the whole car. Trust is allowing yourself to feel while still holding a deeper truth. Life is not against you. So if something is not working, it does not always mean you are doing something wrong. Sometimes it means you are being redirected. If someone leaves, it does not always mean you are unlovable. Sometimes it means life is creating space for people who can truly meet you. If a plan breaks, it does not always mean you are behind. Sometimes it means you are being moved towards something that fits you better. The mind will ask, but why? And sometimes you will not have the answer. That is okay. You do not need the full story to trust the next step. You do not need the whole map to take one step forward. Life does not require you to understand everything. Life asks you to stay present and keep your heart open enough to learn. One gentle way to build this trust is to remember your own past. Think of a moment you once thought was terrible, but later you saw how it helped you. Maybe it pushed you to grow. Maybe it led you to a better path. Maybe it taught you your worth. Maybe it showed you what you would never accept again. Maybe it made room for something new. Not every hard moment becomes a gift, but many hard moments become a turning point. And if you can see even one turning point from your past, then you already have proof that the bigger picture exists. The bigger picture does not mean you will never feel pain. It means pain is not the end of your story. It means there is still movement, there is still guidance, there is still unfolding. Here is a simple truth that brings the nervous system peace. You are not required to hold everything together. You are allowed to let life carry some of it. So when fear rises, don't fight it with more thinking. Don't fight it with more control. Meet it with a softer voice. Meet it with a simple anchor. Say this quietly, even if your mind is still unsure. I trust the bigger picture, even when I cannot see it. Say it again. I trust the bigger picture, even when I cannot see it. Let that sentence be a hand on your heart. Let it be your reminder that you are not lost just because you don't have all the answers. You are not failing just because things are changing. You are not behind just because you are in a season of waiting. Trust does not mean you never feel afraid. Trust means fear is not your leader. And when you practice trust, something changes inside you. The mind gets a little quieter. The body gets a little softer. The heart starts to feel less alone. You start to sense that life has its own wisdom, and you do not have to fight it to be safe. Because fighting reality is exhausting. Trusting the bigger picture is restful. It is like sitting down after a long day of caring too much. It is like finally saying, I can stop trying to force this. I can let life guide me. So take a breath and allow this to be true, even in a small way. Life is still moving for you. Life is still shaping something you cannot see yet. Life is still working in ways that do not need your panic. And you can let that be enough for now. Waiting can feel like one of the hardest parts of life. Waiting for clarity, waiting for healing, waiting for a change, waiting for the next step, waiting for something to finally make sense. And when you are waiting, the mind often tells a painful story. I am late. I am missing out. I am falling behind. It's not happening for me. Maybe it will never happen. But divine timing is not there to hurt you. Divine timing is there to protect you. Divine timing is there to prepare you. Divine timing is there to align things in a way you cannot force with fear. The mind wants speed because speed feels like control, but speed does not always mean progress. Sometimes speed makes you choose what is wrong for you just to stop the discomfort of waiting. Sometimes speed makes you accept less than you deserve. Sometimes speed makes you rush into something that looks good at first, but drains you later. Sometimes speed makes you ignore your own wisdom. Timing is not only about getting what you want. Timing is about being ready to hold it. There are things you can't receive fully when your heart is still tight with fear. There are blessings that cannot land and stay when your mind is still convinced it's unsafe. There are doors that don't open until you have the inner strength to walk through them without losing yourself. So if life feels slow right now, it does not always mean life is saying no. It often means life is saying not yet. And not yet can be love. Not yet can be protection. Not yet can be life helping you avoid something that would have cost you peace. Divine timing also means this: what is meant for you will not pass you by. The mind fears missing the train. The mind fears being too late. The mind fears losing the chance. But what is truly yours is not fragile. What is truly yours does not require you to break yourself trying to hold it. What is truly yours finds you when you are aligned, when you are open, when you are ready. Sometimes you are waiting because something inside you is still healing. Sometimes you are waiting because you are becoming wiser. Sometimes you are waiting because life is moving pieces you cannot see. Sometimes you are waiting because the thing you want is also being shaped behind the scenes. And yes, waiting can be uncomfortable, but you do not have to wait with tension. You do not have to wait like you are holding your breath. You can wait with peace. You can wait with trust. You can wait while still living your life. Peaceful waiting sounds like this. I may not see it yet, but I know it is on its way. Peaceful waiting sounds like this. I am not behind. I am being prepared. Peaceful waiting sounds like this. My life is unfolding at the right pace. When you wait with peace, you stop treating the present as a problem. You stop treating today as a punishment. You stop thinking your happiness is locked in the future. You start living where you are while still trusting that what is meant for you is moving toward you. So instead of asking, why is this taking so long? Try asking, what is life teaching me while I wait? Instead of asking, what if it never happens? Try asking, what if it happens at the perfect time? Instead of saying, I need it now, try saying, I want it when I can receive it with peace. There is a deep freedom in that. And divine timing is also seen in nature. A seed does not become a tree overnight. The dawn does not rush the sun into the sky. The ocean does not apologize for its rhythm. Nature knows its pace, and you are part of nature. Your growth has a pace too. If you rush your growth, you create strain. If you trust your growth, you create strength. So let's give your spirit a simple sentence it can hold on to when impatience rises. Something easy, something calm, something true. Say this: I trust the divine timing of my life. Again, I trust the divine timing of my life. And let it go one step deeper. What is meant for me will come at the right time. Again, what is meant for me will come at the right time. When you say those words, you are not giving up. You are not becoming passive. You are not saying you won't take action. You are saying you will not ruin your peace by forcing what is not ready. You are saying you will not panic your way into choices you will regret later. You are saying you will let life meet you with wisdom. Because timing does not need your worry. Timing needs your openness. And here is a gentle truth. Sometimes the best thing you can do for what you want is to stop gripping it. Stop chasing it like it is running away. Stop acting like you must fight for it every second. Instead, hold your desire with open hands. Keep showing up for your life, but stop strangling the outcome. When you do that, you become calmer, and calm makes you clear. Calm helps you see the next step. Calm helps you hear guidance. Calm helps you notice the doors that are actually meant for you. So if you are waiting, breathe. If you feel behind, breathe. If you feel uncertain, breathe. Divine timing is not here to punish you. Divine timing is here to align you. And the moment you accept that, the waiting begins to feel lighter. Now allow your eyes to soften. If you are able, let your breath slow down just a little. Nothing forced, nothing rushed, just slower than before, like you are telling your body it's safe to relax. Notice the weight you carry, not as a judgment, just as an honest noticing. What feels heavy in you right now? What sits in your chest? What tightens your stomach? What loops in your mind? What keeps tugging at your attention? You don't need to solve it right now. You don't need to fix it right now. You only need to see it with kindness. Imagine you are holding a heavy bag. This bag is filled with things you have been carrying for too long. It might be filled with worry. It might be filled with regret. It might be filled with guilt. It might be filled with fear. It might be filled with control. It might be filled with old pain. It might be filled with pressure to be perfect. It might be filled with the need to prove yourself. It might be filled with the feeling that you must do it all alone. Feel how heavy that bag is. Feel how it pulls on your arms. Feel how it strains your shoulders. Feel how it affects your breath. And now imagine there is a safe place in front of you, a place that can hold what you've been carrying, a place that is steady, a place that does not judge you, a place that does not rush you, a place that simply receives. In your mind, bring the bag toward that place, and without forcing, without drama, without pressure, set it down. Just set it down. Notice what happens in your body when you do that, even if it is only a small change. Notice it, a small softness, a small relief, a small opening in the chest, a small release in the shoulders, a small deepening of the breath. You are learning something important. The world does not collapse when you put down what is too heavy. Now, imagine that inside the bag there are a few items you recognize, not with shame, just with clarity. There is an item called, I must control this. There is an item called, I am not enough. There is an item called, I should have known. There is an item called, what if it goes wrong? There is an item called, I can't rest yet. There is an item called, I have to carry everyone. There is an item called, I must prove my worth. Now choose just one of these, only one, and imagine you are taking it out of the bag. Hold it gently in your hands. Look at it for a moment, not to suffer, not to replay the story, just to recognize it. And now say softly, I release what no longer serves me. Say it again. I release what no longer serves me. And as you say it, imagine placing that one item into the safe place in front of you, not throwing it, not fighting it, just placing it down with respect, with calm. Because even your fear has been trying to help you. Even your control has been trying to protect you. Even your old stories have been trying to make sense of pain, but they do not have to run your life anymore. Now take a slow breath and imagine your hands are empty. Feel what it is like to have open hands. Feel what it is like to not grip. Feel what it is like to not carry that one thing. And now bring your attention to your heart. Put a gentle hand there if you can. Feel the warmth of your hand. Feel the steady truth of your breath. Say this: I am safe to let go. Again, I am safe to let go. If your mind argues, that's okay. If part of you feels unsure, that's okay. This is not about forcing belief. This is about planting a new truth. This is about offering your body a new message. Now imagine you take one more item from the bag, not because you must, only because you are willing. Maybe it is worry. Maybe it is guilt. Maybe it is the need to control. Maybe it is an old regret. Choose one. Hold it gently and say, I no longer need to carry this. Again, I no longer need to carry this. Now place it down and breathe. Now notice the space inside you, the quiet that starts to appear when you stop feeding the noise, the softness that begins when you stop fighting reality, the peace that becomes possible when you stop holding your breath. You might not feel completely free in one moment. That is okay. Release is a practice. Peace is a practice. Trust is a practice. And every time you put something down, even a small thing, you are training your spirit to live lighter. Now, in your mind, imagine you step back from the bag, you step back from the weight, you step back from the old habit of carrying too much, and you stand in your own space with open hands, with a softer breath, with a calmer heart. Say this slowly: peace comes when I stop holding on. Again, peace comes when I stop holding on. Let that sentence settle deep, and for the next breath, allow yourself to simply be. No fixing, no forcing, no chasing, just breathing. There is a version of you that has been tired for a long time. Not only tired from work or effort, but tired from carrying, tired from gripping, tired from bracing for what might happen, tired from trying to control what cannot be controlled. Not because this moment is perfect, but because this moment is real, and the only place you can release is here, now. So let your breath become your reminder. When you feel the need to force, breathe. When you feel the need to chase, breathe. When you feel the need to prove, breathe. When you feel the need to hold on tighter, breathe. You do not have to fight life to be safe. You do not have to carry everything to be worthy. You do not have to control everything to be okay. Say this softly in your mind, as if you are speaking to the deepest part of yourself. I release what no longer serves me. Say it again, slower. I release what no longer serves me. Feel the space those words create, not outside you, but inside you. Space in your chest, space in your thoughts, space in your heart. Because miracles do not arrive when you squeeze life with fear. They arrive when you make room for them. Healing does not begin when you push harder. It begins when you soften. Peace does not come when everything is under control. Peace comes when you stop needing everything to be under control. The moment you release, you start to feel something simple and true. Life can still hold you. Life can still guide you. Life can still bring you what is meant for you. But first, you must stop carrying what was never meant to stay in your hands. So take one more slow breath. Inhale peace, exhale control, and let this be your promise to yourself today. You will not spend your life gripping what is already trying to leave. You will not punish your heart by forcing what does not fit. You will not measure your worth by how much you can carry. You will choose the softer way. You will choose the wiser way. You will choose release. And as you begin, remember this: letting go does not take love away from your life. It brings love back to your life, because it are you back to you. Holding on often starts as a way to feel safe. At first, it can look like care. You tell yourself you are just being responsible. You tell yourself you are just trying your best. You tell yourself you cannot relax until everything is done. You tell yourself you cannot stop thinking until you have an answer. You tell yourself you cannot let go until you are sure nothing will go wrong. But the mind does not like sure. The mind wants guaranteed. And life does not offer guarantees. Life offers seasons, change, surprise, growth, and timing you cannot fully see, so the mind tries to make a deal. If I think hard enough, I can prevent pain. If I plan enough, I can prevent failure. If I control enough, I can prevent loss. And without noticing, you start living as if peace is something you must chase instead of something you can allow. This is why holding on becomes so common. It promises safety. It promises that if you grip tighter, you will not get hurt. It promises that if you control more, you will not be disappointed. And that version of you deserves relief. Relief does not require perfect circumstances. Relief begins with a decision. The decision to loosen your grip. The decision to stop carrying what is crushing your spirit. The decision to stop fighting life as if life is your enemy. You are allowed to live with softer shoulders. You are allowed to breathe without fear sitting on your chest. You are allowed to trust the timing of your life. You are allowed to let go of what no longer fits the person you are becoming. And it is important to remember this: letting go is not one big moment you do once. It is a daily practice, a gentle practice. Some days you will feel strong and open and free. Other days you will feel the old urge to grip. That does not mean you failed. That means you are human. It means you are learning. So when you notice the grip returning, don't punish yourself. Just return to your practice. Return to your breath. Return to open hands. Return to the words that calm you. You can say, I release what no longer serves me. You can say, I trust the bigger picture, even when I cannot see it. You can say, I trust the divine timing of my life. You can say, peace comes when I stop holding on. You can say, I am safe to let go. Keep your words simple. Keep them real. Let them be like warm water for your nervous system. Now bring your attention to what you want your life to feel like, not what you want it to look like for others, but what you want it to feel like inside you: lighter, calmer, clearer, softer, more steady, more free. That feeling is not far away. It begins every time you choose trust over control, every time you choose release over grip, every time you choose peace over panic. And here is something gentle but powerful. Life responds to your inner state. When you are tight, you see danger everywhere. When you are calm, you see options. When you are fearful, you feel blocked. When you are trusting, you feel guided. When you are gripping, you feel exhausted. When you are open, you feel supported. So your practice is not to force the outer world. Your practice is to care for the inner world. Because when the inner world becomes calmer, your outer choices become wiser. You stop rushing. You stop begging. You stop chasing. You stop settling. You begin moving from peace. And peace is not passive. Peace is powerful. Peace helps you say no when you need to. Peace helps you walk away when you are being drained. Peace helps you rest without guilt. Peace helps you speak with kindness. Peace helps you choose what is right for you. Peace helps you trust that you do not have to prove your worth through suffering. So let this moment be your reset, not the end, not a finish line, but a turning point. A moment where you decide to stop holding your life so tightly. Take one slow breath in, let it fill your chest gently, and let it go. Now say these words, one at a time, with space between them. I release what no longer serves me. I relax and allow peace. I trust the timing of my life. I open my hands and my heart. I am safe. And if you want to add one more, let it be this. Thank you, life, for guiding me. Gratitude is not denial. Gratitude is not pretending everything is perfect. Gratitude is the choice to notice support even while you heal. It is the choice to notice what is still holding you up, your breath, your strength, your ability to begin again, the small moments of calm you can create right now. Because the truth is, you can begin again at any moment. You can release again at any moment. You can trust again at any moment. You can soften again at any moment. And each time you do, peace returns. Not because life becomes instantly perfect, but because you stop fighting your own spirit. Peace is not something you chase in the future. Peace is something you practice in the present. It grows each time you loosen your grip. It grows each time you choose trust over fear. It grows each time you set down what was never meant to stay in your hands. So let your life become simpler inside. Let your heart become lighter. Let your mind become quieter. Let your body learn that it can relax. Let yourself be carried a little. Let yourself be guided a little. Let yourself be free a little. I release what no longer serves me. Peace comes when I stop holding on. It promises that if you manage every detail, you will never feel helpless. And that sounds comforting, especially if you have been through moments in life where things changed fast, where people let you down, where you felt unprotected, unseen, or alone. Sometimes holding on is not just about what is happening now. Sometimes it comes from an old wound, a time when you trusted and it hurt, a time when you hoped and it did not work out, a time when you asked for support and it did not come. The mind remembers those moments and says, never again. And then it builds rules. Do not rely on anyone. Do not expect too much. Do not relax. Do not let your guard down. Do not let go. These rules may have helped you survive then, but they can keep you stuck now. Holding on can also come from the belief that you must earn love, that you must earn rest, that you must earn peace. Many people were taught, directly or quietly, that worth is something you prove, that being good means being useful, that being safe means being in control, that being loved means being perfect. So you learn to hold on to performance. You hold on to being strong. You hold on to being needed. You hold on to being the one who fixes everything. And that kind of holding on is exhausting because it never ends. There is always something else to fix, always something else to worry about, always another detail to control, always another fear that says, "What if?" And the mind can produce what if thoughts forever. It can keep you on a mental treadmill, running hard and going nowhere until your body begins to show the cost. You may notice it in small ways at first. You wake up tired, you wake up thinking, you wake up already tense, already braced for the day. You check your phone too quickly, like you are afraid of missing something. You rush your morning, even when the Re is no real emergency. You eat fast, you speak fast, you move fast. You feel like slowing down is dangerous. Or you notice it in your emotions. You get irritated easily. You feel heavy for no clear reason. You cry at small things. You feel numb sometimes, like you are far away from your own life. You feel like you are doing what you are supposed to do, but you are not truly present in it. You might even feel guilty for feeling this way, because you tell yourself you should be grateful, you should be stronger, you should be fine. But your feelings are not wrong. Your feelings are information. They are signals from your inner self saying, "This grip is too tight. This is too much. This is not how you are meant to live." Holding on also shows up in the way you speak to yourself. You might not call it holding on, but listen to the inner voice when things go wrong. Does it say, "I must fix this now"? Does it say, "I can't mess up"? Does it say, "If I don't control this, it will fall apart"? Does it say, "I have to keep it together"? That voice often sounds like pressure. It sounds like a hard manager. It sounds like a strict teacher. It sounds like a warning. And the more you listen to it, the more your body stays in a state of tension. You might also hold on to the past in ways that feel normal. You replay conversations in your mind. You imagine what you should have said. You blame yourself for what you did not know at the time. You carry regret like a stone in your pocket. You hold on to an old shame and treat it like proof that you are not enough. You hold on to the way someone treated you and keep asking why, as if the right answer will undo the pain. But the past does not change because you revisit it. It changes when you heal your relationship with it. And healing does not come from gripping. Healing comes from softening. Then there is the future. Many people hold on to the future like it is a rope they cannot let slip. They picture worst-case outcomes. They feel anxious when they do not know what will happen next. They try to plan every step so they can feel safe. They think, "Once I know, then I can relax. But the future keeps moving. There is always another unknown. So the mind keeps reaching and reaching and reaching, trying to pull the future into a shape that feels predictable. This is one of the main reasons peace feels out of reach, because peace lives in the present. But holding on pulls you out of the present. It pulls you into yesterday and tomorrow. It pulls you into control. It pulls you into fear. It pulls you into constant effort. And the hardest part is that holding on can feel like love. You might think holding on means you care more. You might think letting go means you do not care. You might think that if you stop trying, you are being lazy or careless. But love does not require pressure. Love does not require fear. Love does not require you to destroy yourself by car, rying everything alone. Real love includes trust. Real love includes rest. Real love includes space. Real love includes the courage to release what harms you, even if you once wanted it, even if you once fought for it, even if you once thought you needed it. Sometimes you hold on because you believe that if you let go, something bad will happen. You might believe the situation will get worse. You might believe you will lose your chance. You might believe you will fall apart. You might believe you will regret it. You might believe you will be alone, and these fears can feel very real. But let's look at what letting go truly means. Letting go does not mean you stop taking care of yourself. Letting go does not mean you stop showing up for your life. Letting go does not mean you pretend you have no feelings. Letting go means you stop trying to control what you cannot control. It means you stop feeding what is hurting you. It means you stop gripping the idea that life must go one certain way for you to be okay. Letting go means you release the need to force. You release the need to chase. You release the need to prove. You release the need to hold the whole world on your shoulders. You release the need to be perfect before you can be at peace. And why is that so hard? Because the mind says, if I let go, I will be unsafe. But peace comes when you see a deeper truth. You were never safe because you were controlling. You were safe because life has been carrying you all along. Think about it. You did not create the sunrise. You did not control the beat of your heart. You did not command your lungs to breathe each night as you slept, yet life continued. Life held you through moments you did not think you could survive. Life brought you through days you thought would break you, even when you did not understand, even when you felt lost, even when you were scared. So there is a part of you that already knows how to trust. There is a part of you that already knows how to be carried. That part is quiet because the loud part, the controlling part, keeps talking over it, but the quiet part is steady. It speaks through calm. It speaks through relief. It speaks through the feeling you get when you finally say, I can stop fighting now. If you want to understand what you are holding on to, you can start with a simple question. What am I afraid will happen if I let this go? Do not judge your answer, just notice it. Because the fear underneath the grip is often the real pain that needs care. And when you bring kindness to that fear, the grip begins to soften. Another simple question. What am I trying to control, and what is it costing me? Maybe you are trying to control how someone sees you. Maybe you are trying to control how quickly things move. Maybe you are trying to control an outcome that is not ready yet. Maybe you are trying to control a situation that is bigger than you, and the cost might be your sleep, your joy, your health, your peace, your ability to enjoy the good that is already here. Holding on can make you miss your own life. It can make you miss the small miracles that are trying to comfort you. The kind word, the warm light through the window, the simple meal, the moment of quiet, the breath that arrives like a gentle gift. These are not small things. These are the signs that life is still offering support, even when you feel overwhelmed. So the problem is not that you care too much. The problem is that you have been taught that holding on is the way to live. The problem is that you have been taught that peace comes after control, after success, after approval, after everything is fixed. But peace does not wait for perfect. Peace begins the moment you stop gripping, and you can begin right now in a way that is simple and real. Take a breath, let it be slow, let it be kind, and whisper this: I do not have to hold this so tightly. Whisper it again: I do not have to hold this so tightly. And notice how your body responds, even if it is just a little. Even a small softening is a sign that your spirit is ready. Because the truth is, you were not made to live in a clenched state. You were made to live in a flow. You were made to breathe freely. You were made to feel supported. You were made to love without fear ruling your heart. But to return to that natural state, you must see what holding on is doing to you, not to blame yourself, never to blame yourself, but to wake up to the cost. When you see the cost clearly, release stops feeling like loss. Release starts feeling like freedom. If you do not release what no longer serves you, life begins to feel smaller. Not because your world truly becomes smaller, but because your inner space shrinks. Your mind becomes crowded. Your heart becomes tired. Your body stays tense. And when your inner space shrinks, it becomes hard to feel joy, even when joy is near. It becomes hard to feel hope, even when hope is possible. It becomes hard to feel love, even when love is present. Holding on does that. It fills the room inside you with noise. It keeps the windows closed. It blocks fresh air. And then you start living as if you are trapped, even when the door is not locked. When you keep holding on, you keep repeating the same pain. You may not repeat the same exact events, but you repeat the same feeling: pressure, worry, fear, struggle, tightness. I must figure this out. I must fix this. I must control this. And that feeling becomes your normal. Over time, you stop questioning it. You stop noticing it. You just live in it. But living in it has consequences. One consequence is that you lose your peace, not once, but daily. Peace becomes something you visit for a moment, maybe on a good day, maybe on a quiet evening, and then you leave it again when the mind starts gripping. You might even start believing peace is rare, that it is only for certain people, that it is not for you. That belief is painful, and it is also not true. Another consequence is that your body carries the stress like a constant alarm. Even when nothing is happening, you feel like something might happen. Even when you are safe, you feel on edge. Even when you are resting, you do not truly rest. You lie down, but your mind keeps moving. You sit still, but inside you are bracing. And the body was not meant to live like that. The body was meant to move between action and rest, between effort and ease. When you hold on, you stay stuck in effort, and your body pays the price. Holding on also keeps you stuck in the past. The past becomes a place you visit again and again, not to learn, but to suffer. You keep asking questions that cannot be answered in a way that heals you. Why did it happen? Why did they do that? Why wasn't I enough? Why didn't I see it? Why did I trust? And sometimes the hardest question, why can't I stop thinking about it? The mind returns because it wants closure, it wants control, it wants a clean ending. But many things in life do not end cleanly. Many things end in silence. Many things end without apology. Many things end without a clear reason. And if you keep holding on until you get a perfect ending, you may hold on forever. That is one of the biggest stakes. Holding on can steal years, not because time stops, but because you are not fully living it. You are living around the pain. You are living around the fear. You are living around the need to control. And you might look back one day and realize you spent so much energy trying to force life into a shape that felt safe, that you missed the life that was actually waiting for you. Another stake is that holding on blocks what is trying to enter your life. This is not punishment. This is simply how space works. If your hands are full, you cannot receive a gift. If your mind is full, you cannot hear guidance. If your heart is full of old pain, it is harder for new love to land and stay. Holding on is like keeping a room packed with old furniture. Even if new, beautiful things are trying to come in, there is no place to put them. And you might say, where are my blessings? Where is my peace? Where is my joy? But the deeper question is, where would they go if they arrived? If your inner space is filled with worry, control, regret, fear, and pressure, there is no room for ease. This is why release is not only a nice idea, it is a need. It is spiritual care. It is emotional care. It is care for your whole life. If you do not release, you may also keep forcing what is not meant to be forced. You may chase what cannot stay. You may beg for what is not aligned with you. You may keep trying to make someone understand you when they do not want to. You may keep trying to fix a situation that is teaching you to step back. You may keep trying to prove yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And forcing creates suffering. Forcing makes you tired. Forcing makes you lose yourself. Forcing makes you forget your worth, because you start acting as if your worth depends on whether you can make something work. But what if the lesson is not to make it work? What if the lesson is to make peace with the truth? What if the lesson is to stop begging life to be different and start listening to what life is showing you? Another stake is that holding on can make you mistrust yourself. When you hold on too tightly, you stop hearing your inner wisdom. You stop hearing the quiet no. You stop hearing the gentle enough. You stop hearing the clear this is not for me. You stop hearing the soft rest. You stop hearing the steady you are safe, because the voice of control is loud and it drowns out your intuition. Then, when you have to make decisions, you feel confused, you overthink, you go in circles, you doubt your own feelings, you ask everyone else what to do because you do not trust your own knowing. And that is a painful place to live, because your guidance is not outside you, your guidance is within you. It has always been there, but it needs quiet to be heard. It needs space. Holding on can also affect your relationships. When you are gripping, you may become more reactive. You may need reassurance constantly. You may fear being left. You may fear being judged. You may fear being rejected. You may try to control how others behave so you can feel safe. You may hold your breath around people, trying not to say the wrong thing, trying not to upset them, trying not to lose them. But relationships cannot breathe in control. Love grows in freedom. Love grows in trust. Love grows in space. When you do not release, you may keep trying to hold love like a cage, not realizing that love is not meant to be caged. And there is one more stake that is easy to miss. Holding on can make you forget that life is on your side. When you hold on, you often see life as something you must fight. You see life as a test you must pass. You see life as a battle you must win. You see life as a race you must not lose, and that belief makes everything harder. You start to treat every delay as danger. You treat every closed door as failure. You treat every change as loss. You treat every unknown as a threat. You treat every quiet moment as time wasted, and the mind stays on guard. But life is not your enemy. Life is your teacher, your guide, your mirror, your path. Even the hard moments are not proof that you are being punished. Many times they are proof that you are being redirected. Many times they are proof that you are being protected. Many times they are proof that something is shifting so you can become more free. When you do not release, you also delay your healing. Not because healing is impossible, but because healing requires openness. Healing requires acceptance. Healing requires the courage to stop gripping the story and start caring for the heart. If you keep gripping, you keep feeding the pain. You keep giving it your attention. You keep giving it your energy. You keep carrying it into the present, even when it belongs in the past. And the pain does not get the message that it can end. The pain does not get the message that you are safe now. The pain does not get the message that it can soften. This is why the stakes are not small. This is your life. This is your peace. This is your health. This is your joy. This is your ability to receive good without fear ruining it. So here is the truth, simple and clear. If you keep holding on, you will keep feeling heavy. If you keep controlling, you will keep feeling tense. If you keep forcing, you will keep feeling tired. If you keep gripping the past, you will keep hurting in the present. If you keep gripping the future, you will keep missing the peace that is available right now. But if you release, something changes. Not all at once, not like magic in a movie, but in a real way. Your breathing changes. Your body starts to feel safer. Your mind begins to quiet. Your heart begins to open. You begin to see options again. You begin to see light again. You begin to feel guided again. And that is why release matters, because you do not want to live your life in a clenched state. You do not want to spend your days bracing for impact. You do not want to hold on so tightly that your hands grow tired and your heart grows numb. Take a breath and let this land gently. If I do not release, I block my own peace. Say it softly. If I do not release, I block my own peace. Not as a threat, but as a wake-up call. Because the moment you see what holding on costs you, you begin to want something better. Not because you are wrong as you are, but because you deserve to feel light again. Inhale peace, exhale control, and let the next words be simple, honest, and true. I am ready to let go. Release is not a loss. It only feels like a loss when you believe your safety depends on what you are holding. But safety does not come from gripping tighter. Safety comes from trusting what is true. And what is true is this: you were never meant to carry everything. You were never meant to manage every outcome. You were never meant to solve life with fear. So many people confuse control with strength. They think strength means never shaking, never needing help, never pausing, never changing the plan. They think strength means holding on no matter what, even when holding on is breaking them. But real strength is different. Real strength is honest. It knows when something is too heavy. It knows when something is over. It knows when it is time to soften. Real strength is the moment you stop arguing with reality and begin to work with it. It is the moment you say, "This is what is," without hatred, without shame, without panic. It is the moment you stop trying to force life into the shape you expected and begin to listen to what life is asking of you now. There is a quiet courage in release, because release is not the easy way for the mind. The mind wants proof. The mind wants certainty. The mind wants to know exactly what will happen next. The mind wants a promise before it relaxes, but life does not always give a promise first. Life often asks for trust first. And trust is a kind of strength the world does not always teach. Many people were taught that trust is risky, that softness makes you weak, that letting go means you lose. But softness is not weakness. Softness is how you heal. Softness is how you breathe again. Softness is how you return to your own center.